Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video, another day. Hope you guys liked the last review. Today we have a little bit of a special project on the LEGO channel. As you can see, I've done a couple things here, so I'm gonna turn the camera around real quick. Okay, so first off, we acquired this little rolly bin. It's pretty nice. Definitely have a lot of more space for tiles, foliage, things like that. Don't exactly know what I'm gonna put into it yet. I've organized one of my bins of Legos, and now I've got all my light grays in here. It's actually kind of massive and insane, but also at the same time really fun. I've got a new camera stand, a mount, and a microphone coming, as well as this little project I'm working on here. So as you guys know, Lego does not like UV, so I am putting in UV blockers, because why not? I won't have these windows for a very long time, but I don't want to damage my Legos as they are. So I'll probably be doing the first half by myself just so I can really get the process down, and I'm probably not going to be able to finish them both today anyway. And then I'll show you guys the process as I do maybe a paint or two on this side. It is quite a fun project we have going on. It's a lot of measuring and just putting things, sticking things, tape and cutting, and it's coming along. And this first one I'm not very happy with, to be completely honest. There's definitely some streaks and bubbles, but I mean, there's really not much more I can do about it right now. It's really hard to see on camera, but if you're actually here in person, you can kind of see it. I haven't actually trimmed it yet. I figured I'd trim them all at the same time, but it's kind of hard to see them, but they're gonna do their job. So I think I need a bigger scraper or squeegee. Or maybe I just need a better pattern, I don't know. I just tried to follow what the video said. But yeah, that's gonna be the update, and when I get done with this first half, I'll be checking back in with you guys. As you can see, it kinda actually does block a little bit, so I'm kinda happy with it. So we'll see how it looks after it's done. All right, here we are halfway done here, and you can see the progress. This side's significantly darker, blocking those UV rays from our Legos to not damage anything in this room. So we're gonna go ahead and show you the process I used to do this side. I'm gonna do one panel over here, and then I'll finish the rest by myself. But overall, they came out pretty well. I think there's a small little hiccup here, but it's really hard to see. A couple bubbles here and there, but I mean, it's not gonna be perfect, and these windows will be replaced. A small corner here. But yeah, I'm gonna go through my process now, and that way you can, if you wanna do it yourself, you're able to do it. It's relatively cheap and easy to do. I'll go over all of that and the products I use in my little tutorial. So we're gonna get right on into that. All right, step one, pretty simple. Clean the window. You wanna do a nice box around the outside just to get everything off the edges, and then you're going to want to get everything off the middle. It's important so the adhesive solution helps the film stay down. You don't want anything under it because it'll look bad, obviously. Step two, measure the window. Again, pretty straightforward. You're just gonna wanna measure the window. I would give yourself maybe half an inch on both sides just because you're not gonna place it exactly perfectly, and you're not gonna wanna leave a tiny sliver on either side. Now, step three, measure and cut the film. It's pretty straightforward here. First off, you see how I'm rolling it out. You wanna flip it back on its front side so that way you are actually removing the adhesive from the top. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit crinkled in the front there, and I think that's pretty bad product design. There was a little label on there that I could not get off, and it crinkled it. So I took, and I'm going to show it here. You could see just how ugly it really looks. I decided to get rid of it by just slicing a little bit past it off, just so it didn't destroy the window. To me, I don't know if that would have smoothed out, and I didn't want to risk it and waste more, so I just personally cut it out. Now again, just make sure you give yourself a little bit of extra space. You do not want to make a too short of a cut and lose your product. Now, the film I'm using is called Heat Control. It is good for a couple things. It blocks heat, it helps reduce UV by 99%, and it helps keep air in the winter. In the summer, it helps to keep sunlight out and keep heat in. So it does a lot of things. The product is by Gaia, and as you could see, we also have the solution there. The solution is just the typical solution. It's going to help adhere the window down and allow you to press it down. Without it, you would not be able to. So when you're making your cuts, try to make them straight. But like I said again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It is just it's a not a guessing game, but it's a close enough game because you're going to be applying it and it's going to be stretched out anyway once you smooth it over, so it doesn't have to be a perfect fit. And as you can see here, I'm going to be taking a piece of tape. I'm going to be putting it on the bottom side, and then I'm taking another piece of tape and holding it down. Now, I think that's an easy way to get off the application layer. So now I'm going to take a third piece of tape, put it corner to corner, and use that piece of tape to pull up the adhesive. You can kind of see the film pulled up a little bit. Then I'm going to roll it on itself. And when I do this, step 4 is going to happen. I'm going to be applying adhesive to the window and the film. Now, it's important that you're able to do this because that's what's going to help the film stay down and get smooth. You want to put a liberal amount on. It's going to get all over and you're going to have to clean it up, but you definitely want to make sure you get it on a solid amount because if you don't, it's not going to stick very well. It's as simple as that. Step 4, place and press the film. Now, this is the most fun part about it. This is where you're going to mess up. If you're going to mess up, this is it. You want to grab your piece, make sure you have your liquid on both sides, and you're going to want to take the corners and get them as close as you can. They're not going to be perfect initially, but it's okay because you will be able to press down and smoothen them out. It's not going to be an issue at all. So you want to get it on there. Make sure just it's not too destroyed. Now you're going to take some sort of tool. I used a plastic scraper that I used for some flooring stuff. And you're going to want to press it down on all sides. I would start by doing a couple passes down the middle to get most of the bubbles and things out. And from there, you're going to want to push it from side to side and get as many bubbles as you can out. Make sure you get the corners and edges very well. And make sure you keep this tool on you because once you cut the sides off, the excess off, it probably won't be perfect and you're going to want to push it down. I would also give it a little bit of time to dry after and help dry it yourself, but make sure you give it a little bit of time to dry because it's going to stay down a little bit better if it's dry. So as you can see here, I'm taking a microfiber towel and I'm trying to get as much liquid as I can off, and now I'm doing a little bit of extra touch-ups, trying to really get those corners down. The bottom part is the most important to me. Take a razor blade very carefully. As you can see, I tore it a little bit there, which is unfortunate. My windows are very old and falling apart, so the razor did not work very smoothly on them. So it was a little difficult for me. But like I said, my windows will be being replaced, so this is just a temporary fix, but I want to do it the best I can. But there's a tiny little spot there, but overall, I think it came out pretty well. And so that's it. That's the process. Unfortunately for me, my windows are actually legitimately falling apart as I do this. They're chipping away. They're old. So overall, this one did not come out the best, but it's going to do its job. Get some of these bubbles out, get some of this liquid off of there just to show you guys what it looks like. A hair managed to make its way in there, unfortunately, too. But it's okay. I don't really care too much. It's going to bother me, but I don't know how that managed to get in there, but regardless, just make sure you're cleaning it pretty well. You can see a little rip happen here just because as I razored it, this fell apart literally as I did it. So that's kind of a bummer, but overall, it looks pretty good still. It's going to do its job to protect the window. And yeah, overall, not too bad. It's pretty easy to do. Anybody can do it. And even if it doesn't look the best, you can, come back and, mess with it a little bit. Like you could see this little corner is kind of bubbly. You could just come real quick. Simple as that. You just push it in. Try to get everything to the corners, obviously, but it doesn't always come out perfect. But yeah, that's going to be that. Overall, for this video, though, I think this is about going to wrap it up. I'll probably do a before and after shot of it all. But I've got a lot going on to do. I took down the entire castle that I built. I've been organizing lots of pieces that are not quite done yet, but we've still been doing lots of stuff, buying different halls that need to be organized still. And then, as you can see, this is the castle. So the castle encompassed all of this, which is pretty crazy to think about. I mean, and there's a lot more that went into it as well, but just insane the amount, the base plates of the poor remnants of the castle. But that's going to be it for this one. I'll probably do one last update at the end just to show you guys what they look like when they're done. But yeah, we'll cut to that. And just like that, we are done, man. Look at this. This looks really decent. It looks all right. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's just my kind of do-it-yourself, protect your Legos kind of thing. I think it ended up pretty good. There's definitely some spots to be desired. But, I mean, overall, it's going to do what it needs to do and protect the windows. Now, if you have windows that are more permanent than mine, I would recommend taking a little bit more time and actually trying to snip them and get the corners a little bit better. Like me personally, you can kind of see that I kind of let this corner go, or there's a little bit of a gap right here where some stuff got ripped off, where I'm just going to leave it. And there was even one where I actually, down here, I did a repair job, just a quick little repair over it, because like I said, I just need it to look good for temporary, probably a year or two if that, but it just needed to do its job. Now that this is finished off, and once I make this video, when this castle's down and my organization's almost done, and there's my cat, after all of that, I can finally get back to making reviews. I've got sets that I want to do reviews on. Obviously, you can see I have a ton of sets to do, and I still have things to build. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching this, and look forward to some actual reviews on things to come. So I will see you guys in the next one.